everybody, it's LC Pony Nerd with How to Make a Bottle Cap Part 2. Okay, so now that the glue has dried, I'm going to hole punch. First I'm going to do the single image. What you do is you get your hole punch, or metal punch, I keep saying hole punch, it's metal punch. And the specific kind you want is 1 1/16. And if you can see, bottle cap ink. Yeah, no, made in Pakistan. Wow. Or 1.8 millimeter. You can see right there, 1.8 millimeter from bottle cap ink, bottle cap hole punch. Yeah. And you're going to take it, you're going to try and line it up as close as possible. Yeah, no, the camera's not showing. Doing it on the ridges here makes it difficult. So I turn it over. That way the punch can rest in the grooves and it makes it that much easier. Make sure, before you do this, make sure that you have the image, aligned facing up. Because if you don't and you hole punch it, you can't undo that. This is where the ring is going to go for the necklace. I say do this before you put your epoxy dot in there or your gloss. That way it doesn't mess with it. And there's a little metal slot. I had mentioned epoxy dots before. This is what they look like. As you can see, I'm used. I used them. Took the top off. These have yellowed a bit. There's still one good one. That's going to be for, the double side. However, I'm doing single image first. Let me show it again. I'm going to try, since the grooved side, makes it difficult to punch and stay in one place. Line it up. Before you do that, turn it over. Now, I'm going to have to say don't try this at home, because it does say you need to wear safe eye protection if you're not experienced with this. As I am, I don't need to, but I would suggest. Use safety glasses. Yeah. Okay. Now, with this one, I use glossy accents. And with this, since this is almost running out, I'm going to try and show you the best how to do this. Now when you go, how I do it, I kind of go in and run around the edges. That way it creates a little seal between the sticker and the bottle cap. And then just kind of fill it in. You don't want to use a lot, you just want to use enough that it is enough to cover. And don't pour it in, because you're trying to avoid air bubbles. When you get an air bubble in there that dries, that's it. Now, as this takes just about 12 hours to dry, you want to make sure you're going to have a place to set this undisturbed. Got a little glue in the hole, so let me pick that out. You don't want to put too much in here that it covers the hole that you punched. Now, you can't see, so I'll move the camera. Yeah, sorry. But that's what it looks like. It looks fuzzy because of the glue. When it dries, it will be clear, more clear. But that's going to look awesome. I'm going to set that aside over on the craft table. Yes, there's bubbles on the computer. I'm going to do the same with this. I'm going to form a seal around the edge of the image where it connects with the bottle cap. And as you can tell, I'm running low. But this stuff, as it is kind of pricey, about $5, $6 and up, you want to make sure you get the most use out of it before you throw the bottle away, because even a little bit goes pretty far. Now, as it's drying throughout the day, you do want to check back on it to make sure that there are no air bubbles. Now, if you do get an air bubble, what you can do is take a toothpick, Make sure I got it all filled in. Go in and pop it, or if it doesn't want to pop, kind of drag it. Let me get this cleaned up. I spilled some. Use cap. Out of. Yeah. Okay. Yep, I'm making a horrible mess. If you do get an air bubble, I'm going to use the empty one. If you do, you take a toothpick, or as I'm using, a little dental floss pick. Make sure it's cleaned off. Kind of poke it, or if it doesn't want to pop, you kind of pull it up to the edge and pull it out. Because sometimes, while it is hardening, the air bubble solidifies, so you just have to drag it out. Now, let's set that aside on the craft table undisturbed. In the back, that way my daughter doesn't get to it. Now, as I'm doing a double-sided image, I am going to hole punch this ahead of time, only so I can know when I glue the image to the back of it, oh, there's the hole, so this needs to face a certain way. So, here we go. I know I'm not moving slow enough, so everything's blurry. Again, I apologize. Okay. Again, I'll try and make it. Okay. And when you do the hole punch, you don't want to just cramp it shut. You kind of want to ease into it. Or if you do, this is why you wear safety goggles. See how I'm doing? That way, pieces, the little hole that gets punched out doesn't go flying. Sometimes they will get stuck. As you can see, there's a little metal piece stuck in there. Again, this is what the little pick is for. I'm going to get in there, poke it out, throw it away. Every now and then you want to clean that out, because it's just like a hole puncher with paper. The little pieces of paper get stuck in there, and the little pieces of metal get stuck in there. Alright, now that I have the hole, go to the back, that tells me, oh, okay, there's the hole there. I want the image to go like this, instead of, oops, it's backwards. That tells me, okay, this is the top, so this is how the image is going to face. Now, make sure. Now, this is how, I'm going to show you how to apply the glue here. Just like you do with the inside, you want just a little bit. Yeah. Kind of spread it around with the tip. A little bit goes a long way. Well, just add enough to where, here's a thin layer. You do not have to press down with your finger. If you have a little too much, you can wipe it away with your finger or a paper towel. I would advise a paper towel. Okay, there's the hole. There's the top of the image, just to make sure. Yep. Okay, turning it over. No, sorry. Now, if you goof up as you're pressing this down, you can still fix it. But here, I'm pressing down gently. I don't want to squish because the glue will come out and it'll push through into the paper and discolor it. Now, as you notice, there is a space in between here. That's fine. What I'm going to do is, as it dries, when it is dry, I'm going to go back in with the glossy accents and create a seal there. This, I'm just trying to center it. Now, this, you have two options when you set it. You can set it like this to dry, but for me, I'm going to set it down like this. That way, there's continuous pressure, but not so much pressure that the glue will be pushed into the photo paper. But that way, it's assured that there's not air in there. Oh yeah, when you do, you want I almost forgot. When you glue this, you want to try and make sure the air bubbles are out. If glue does come out, it's alright, you can wipe it away. Let's see, you want to try and push with the center. And you may need to have to straighten your image. But there, you want to set that aside and let it dry. That's going to take another 2 hours. Now, the next video will probably be in a day. I'm going to say 24 hours, the next day 12, because I'm sorry, I'm not going to stay up all night. But that's how you get the images glued down. As always, thank you for reading, and thank you for watching. See you next video!